Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, it is that time of year again when candystore.com, which you would think would be my favorite website, but I've never even heard of it.
I was going to say, I've never heard of this website.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously it's got candy in store. So, I mean, why wouldn't I love it? Probably Danny's most hated website.
Bulk candy. They got Sour Patch Kids. You could buy a 5-pound bag for $28.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm back in.
He's back in.
Yeah, I mean, candy's not just chocolate, BJ.
I know. It really, I don't understand what that other stuff is, but I guess they call it candy.
You know what? I'm in for this one. I could get an 8-pound bulk bag of Smarties, those candy rolls, for just $40.
I don't understand. I mean, if you want to order crap, go ahead. I mean, yeah.
Guys, one day it's going to click, and you guys are going to realize that Smarties are the best candy.
The only way, the sour candy is only good for one thing, my anal Charlie horse. Otherwise, I really want nothing to do with it.
Okay, that's just
and and we know what I found is if you apply them like a suppository, it even relieves the symptoms quicker. So
I did not know that, and I'm not going to check.
I wouldn't recommend that. I'm not a doctor, so
I heard the Smarties candy rolls also work like that too.
Look, whatever you kids are into, I'm not here to kink shame anybody. But really, we're here to talk about the annual list of the most hated holiday candies. I think you know some of mine already, as I've just Smarties and whatever the hell else you want to throw on there.
Smarties are Halloween. I wouldn't put that in like the Christmas candy category. I don't even really think about Christmas and candy, to be honest with you. I think about cookies. Are cookies candy?
No, they're not. And you're right, Steve. I think I think candy is trying to get themselves put in the conversation. Surely there's tons of it because you've got the Christmas tree shaped Reese's. You always see that. You get to see the candy canes filled with M&Ms and all sorts of stuff.
I didn't even think about that. Candy canes as in its name.
Yeah.
Are you a big candy cane kind of guy?
No. Though longtime listeners of this fine program are a big fan of Emily, and that's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. But that's about the only way I've been a big fan of a candy cane. Actually,
I like the chocolate mint candy canes.
So you don't like the original candy cane?
No, I could live without those. They're okay in a bind. If I actually need
in a bind. What are you going to be like in a Die Hard situation? And all of a sudden, if I only had a candy cane,
yes.
John McClane.
I need to suck something.
Well, sometimes when I'm driving, I get a little sleepy. I'm like, I need something. A candy cane in a bind, I would go with it.
Okay. Might I suggest Smarties applied a different way? That'll also keep you up, sir.
With the seat warmers, BJ, you haven't lived until you've tried that.
Okay. Something, you may have just created a whole brand new experience, by the way. Just seat warmers and Smarties. Come on, you experimental people.
Babe, this morning I was listening to BJ and Migs, and they came up with this cool idea I was going to try. What do you think?
Yeah, you try that on your own, honey. Thank you very much. Hey, did I tell you we have this list of the most hated holiday candies of all time?
So what's number one?
Number one on the list. Here we go. And this is ridiculously lame because you did mention how Halloween is what Smarties are all about. Reindeer corn is number one. And reindeer corn is nothing but candy corn from Halloween, just a different color.
So they just repackaged it.
Yeah. Which, we
I've
already
never
said.
seen reindeer corn. Oh, it's Christmas colors. Okay, yeah, I've seen these.
Yeah, you have.
Chocolate though, like because doesn't it have like the
That's
brown?
a different kind of reindeer corn.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's white, green, and red, right?
Yes.
Yeah, white, green, and red. And look, it tastes like wax, just like any other. I mean, that's really what it is.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Reindeer corn just looks just like.
Oh, okay, that doesn't count.
Well,
I agree with you.
It's sold.
And yeah, you know what? As soon as they released it, Danny, it was the number one hated Christmas candy.
I'd be so pissed if I showed up and so I was like, here's some reindeer corn. I'm like, get out of here with this candy corn crap.
Exactly. First of all, you got cookies added to the list. You got all of the great, Mike, there's just so many cool Christmas confectionery stuff that you can have. And you're busting out Christmas candy corn. Is that what you're doing, really? Reindeer corn? No.
I love someone says, hey, I just like those crappy hollow bunnies during the Halloween season or Easter season. How about those hollow Santas? They could go right up the blanking chimney unless they're made with that Cadbury. That's some good stuff. Wow.
Okay, so before I take Santa on my hot seat with my Smarties and put him up the chimney, I have to make sure it's not Cadbury. Okay,
if it's
there's
Cadbury,
a lot to work.
Cool.
All right, all right. I put that on my checklist. I'll check it twice. Christmas nougat is also number 2 on the list because it's chewy, it's minty, and apparently nobody likes it.
It's nasty. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Are sugar plums on this list? Those little they look like dots, but they have like the sugar coating on them that you use for like gingerbread houses.
Again, what do we do? Oh, does anyone eat those? I just put them on the gingerbread house.
Oh, Lily used to eat them, and I was like, why? I don't like those.
Well,
I don't. I would like to try an old school sugar plum, like back in the day. Probably with, I'm sorry, Tiny Tim's out the window. Please help me, Mr. Cratchit. When they made sugar plums back then, were
they laced with acid? Because I feel like that's what's going on right now.
No, sugar plums used to be different than what Danny's talking about. He's right. That's what they're telling us they are now.
They used to be made with cocaine, like Coca-Cola. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, now cocaine sugar plums, I'm telling you can't beat them. And until you try them with Tiny Tim, maybe he was never there in the first place because, again, they were cocaine sugar plums. But I think they used to be really tasty. The good, like the real ones.
Okay.
Yeah, but whatever the hell they try to pass off now is sugar plums. I can't tell you the last time I had a sugar plum because, again, why would I? It's trash.
Yeah, I honestly have to Google sugar plum just to see what they look like.
Remember, don't you see them in your head? You just close your eyes; they'll dance in your head. What the hell? It's like, no.
Yeah, I don't. When I'm closing my eyes, picturing something dancing, it's not sugar plums.
Yeah, no. Isn't that her name? I thought that was her name coming to the main stage.
Bro, I would go broke if I went to a gentleman's club and she's like, "Hi, my name's Sugar Plum." I'm like, "How much for a dance?"
Exactly.
I have to get at least one.
You have to, you got to fill her stocking. Okay, that's the wrong thing. Oh, wow. But anyway, you got to make her Christmas. Never mind. Number 3 on the list, cherry cordials.
See, I used to love those when I was younger, and then one day they just became nasty to me. You know how sometimes your taste changes over like that?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought those things were the best. Like I remember, like you'd raise money for like school projects for candy or whatever it was. I can't remember why, but I would always get those cherry cordials. And then one day, like as a adult, I was like, oh, I remember I love these, and I tried them. I'm like, this is nasty.
My mom loves those.
Yeah.
Every year she gets at least 2 or 3 boxes, and she'll go through them, and I don't understand.
And it's like a cherry explosion in your mouth.
Is that?
No.
Now tell me to the main stage.
Cherry explosion.
The cherry explosion, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll give it too.
Number 4 on the list, Steve, is what you said you like, buddy, and it's non-peppermint candy cane. So apparently the candy canes you love are trash.
Well, they have different kind ones. Like they have like the fruity candy cane ones, which I don't mind those.
They have brand named ones now too. Like you can get like Starburst candy canes or like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, they're. Look, I appreciate what you guys are trying to say. They're all under the umbrella of non-peppermint candy canes.
No, you're right. You're right.
And therefore, the 2 of you are going to be asked to leave the club before Cherry Explosion comes to the stage. I'm sorry.
Damn it. That's what we get for taking pictures in this club.
Holiday Peeps is on the list as well, and I forgot they do have Holiday Peeps.
Man, they just repurpose a lot of candy for Christmas.
Yeah. Number 6, I remember, and it's horrible. It's nasty. And I don't know if people are still giving this crap, but when I was growing up, in the dark ages, ribbon candy.
Oh,
do
dude,
you
yeah.
remember that? Oh,
F that
God.
candy. That candy was the worst.
Yeah. And also, do not F that candy. I don't think it would be pleasant.
Okay, fine.
I'm just saying. Yeah, it's brittle. You would hurt your mouth sometimes. I mean, it's like torture candy.
I never understood it. I felt like it was just more for a decoration than to actually enjoy.
Yeah. So I don't want it. And then the old fashioned hard candy mix, which the only hard candy I like is like the butterscotch, whatever. What do they call those? Werthers?
Werthers, yep. Those are
It's
good.
the only one I'll go for.
Those are always the worst. I felt like those were just so that grandma would give them to us to break our teeth. Like, they were just so nasty.
Yeah, they really were. I mean, it's like so old timey too. You can just tell, like, geez, have you been to a candy aisle in the last 20 years?
I remember when I was a kid even being like, what the hell, Grandma, have you kept these since you were a teenager? Like, these things, where do you even find this crap?
Yeah. Well, there you go. Those are some of the top things that people hate candy-wise, according to candystore.com, which is Steve's new favorite place to get Sour Patch Kids and Smarties for those wonderful rides home.
I look forward to the day that it shows up in the mail. My wife's like, did you order 8 pounds of Smarties? Yeah, 62 rolls, BJ. That's 620 Smarties that I can enjoy.
Woo! What's the ticket?
$40.
That is a deal.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even like them, but I can tell a deal when I hear one.
I just want to get a bag and have like a fanny pack and just hand them to people randomly as I'm hanging out at a bar.
You know what? I was going to say, or a van, whatever you want to do. It's not weird at all.
I'm not going to hand them out to children.
I do. Oh, yeah. I do like the idea of you with a fanny pack handing out Smarties, though. That for some reason, that's just a look. I really want to see that.
At a bar, I'd be like, hey, good talk. Here's a Smartie.
Here's a Smartie.
Who is this guy handing out Smarties?
Yeah, that is, you know what? I hope that dream happens for you someday. There was if you haven't seen this, by the way, we have the video up on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com, and we're going to tell you about this. A hockey player was distracted by a reporter's fart during a post-game interview. This is really epic. I hope you get to see this video, as Steve is going to tell you all about it. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle, presenting the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're coming to the Gorge on Friday, May 31st. That's next year, by the way.
Yeah.
You know us. We got your chance all week for you to try to get those tickets. And yes, it involves the code word. Once you hear that code word, you're going to text it to 206-803-ROCK. That's how you get tickets to, chances to get those tickets to the show. This morning, going to do it at 8:47. I know you got to wait. I apologize.
Put that in my phone.
Yeah, 8:47.
8:47.
That's when you're going to get the next code word for your shot to win Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets. 8:47 this morning. If you're a person like me and you want all the details, go to KISW.com.
well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report today. It's National Microwave Oven Day, BJ. Every day you celebrate that day.
I surely do. It was one of the big moments of my life. I've never forgotten when we got our first microwave oven because my mother had passed away. My dad couldn't cook for S. And until that microwave, our dinners and whatever the hell we had was just soup. It was horrible.
I think my mom was reluctant because, she liked to cook. But then finally we got one of those. But do you remember when you first got a microwave? I don't know if you guys remember this, Danny, because you're a little bit younger. But there was that part. I mean, the part where when you got it, everybody was afraid to stand anywhere near the microwave.
Yes.
And I was the idiot that would just stare at it. And my mom's like, get away from the microwave. It's going to make your brain explode. There was just that weird fear. Not that I don't think you're still supposed to just stand right up against it, but I don't know if anything really happens. Don't try it.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah. I can say
but I think, but I do remember that. You're right, Steve, because it was like, we don't know what this is. It could blow up. It could do anything.
But it was so much fun to watch as a kid because you're just watching things cook super fast.
I remember, and this is way back in the day, the Amanda radar range.
I don't even know what that is.
I think that was what they called one of the first microwaves.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, someone's going to have to look that up. But I remember Barbara Hale, which she was on the old Perry Mason TV show way back in the day with Raymond Burr. I know, so it's a skillion years ago. But again, this is when I remember the first microwave oven, and I used to beg my parents, get a radar range. Come on, I want it, because it was so sci-fi.
Yes.
And now, of course, everybody's got one.
They're making popcorn. I mean, that was just mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
But more importantly Today, we have to bust out our boxed wine, and let's get ratchet. Happy birthday, Sarah. Woo! It's the 1-2 punch. Yesterday was Danny V. Today's Sarah.
Yeah, these are two traumatic days for me, both of those days.
Very traumatic days.
Yeah.
So happy birthday. That's my gift to you, though. Shout out on the radio.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm in big trouble because I got COVID during her birthday week.
How dare you? Selfish.
Believe me. Yeah, she'll never let me live this down.
I don't blame her. That's a very selfish move on your part.
It's very selfish. I feel horrible. Me and the virus are besides ourselves.
You know what you should do? You should post something on Instagram saying, I still feel like crap. The only thing that makes me feel better is this pumpkin pie from Costco. Oh, she just gave me a dirty look. Yeah, happy birthday, Sarah.
Yep.
Today's your day. All right, I have to share easily the greatest audio. Here we are in December, and it finally came in, the audio of the year, if not the century, BJ.
Yeah.
So it's happened in the world of hockey. Tampa Bay Lightning's goalie, Andre Vasilevsky. I always screw up his name. Vasilevsky. He's a great goalie. And he had a great game.
Yeah.
He had his 33rd career shutout as they beat the Dallas Stars on Monday night. You're like, why are you talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning and their shutout as your top story? Because of the post-game press conference that he did with all the reporters. So, he's in the locker room or somewhere outside the locker room. They got all the reporters kind of surrounding him, asking questions. And while he's being asked a question about his big shutout, one of the reporters could not hold it in and just ripped a fart. And the audio, his reaction, it just proves that even as adults, I don't even care if you're a professional athlete, one of the best in the game, making millions of dollars, farts are still funny.
What's going through your mind in the last 48 hours?
Obviously, it wasn't great feeling the last game, but what was the question? My turn. Yeah, so just
he couldn't keep it together. He had to put his head down. He's so distracted. Here's my question: do you take ownership of it?
I feel like if the people next to you had to know it was you because it was so loud. So if you were in the epicenter, I think you know who did it, don't you?
I don't know. I start pointing to the lady standing next to me. I'm like, that was her.
That is a good idea.
Why not?
Yeah,
I can't blame it on my kid like I do nowadays.
I am one of those folks that was just always shamed for farts, so I would never take ownership.
You wouldn't? Would you
never
leave,
I would.
Or would you stand there and act like that wasn't me? That wasn't me.
I would. Yeah, I would stand there and to my death go, wasn't me.
Oh man! I mean,
I know you would take ownership.
If I was Andre, I'd have a little fun with it. I'd be like, yeah, clearly I wasn't playing a good game. Didn't let a puck squeak by, but this reporter over here, he squeaked by a fart. Good for you, buddy.
Right through the 5 hole.
Right through the 5 hole. Oh, man, if I was that guy, I almost want to take ownership of it because I think that makes you a legend. Like, it's embarrassing, but it also is a legendary moment.
It is. It really is. And the video is great just because of Andre's face.
Yes.
I mean, he looks like, Steve, you talked about it. It doesn't matter how old you are. He looks like he's back to being like a 10-year-old again.
Oh, he went into the locker room and says, boys, you won't believe what just happened out there.
Yeah.
I'd actually give the game puck to that reporter.
Like, good call.
What? I've got 33 career shutout. I got 32 of these pucks. I don't need this one. This one's for you, sir. You just made this interview awesome for me.
Here you go, Flatulent Freddy. Thanks for coming.
Hey, speaking of the hockey, shout out to the Seattle Kraken. Did not lose yesterday.
All right.
Won't lose tonight as well.
All right.
They're not playing, but that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
They play tomorrow against the New Jersey Devils. They're at home, so hopefully they're able to swing it around.
And how are the Devils? Are they?
They're not having their best season either. So
okay, good.
It's still early. I think that's what I have to say about both of the teams that I'm a fan of. It's still early.
Yeah. Well, last year at this time, you were feeling good about the Devils, and we were feeling good about the Kraken. I think around this time.
I know for like could it happen? Like. What would be the odds if they both did well in the playoffs right now? I don't know. I mean, the Devils, they're definitely better than the Kraken. They have a winning season right now, but they're not.
Okay, yeah.
They're not like crushing it. They're kind of down towards the bottom of their division.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're no New York Rangers who are just killing it right now.
Yeah.
Stupid Boston Bruins who continue to.
And that's the other thing, too, is the Boston Bruins, didn't they lose like half the team? How are they still good?
Great coaching, I'd imagine.
They got good. I heard they have a great goaltending tandem.
Yeah, well, that helps. I mean, I don't know. We don't know it. We don't know what that's like, but I hear that helps.
Didn't want to bring it up, did I?
All right, speaking of hockey, though, this is exciting. The NHL just said that they're going to be doing their NHL, the draft viewing parties. However, every sport's got that going on. Obviously, the NBA, they crush it. NFL, it's like a massive ratings bonanza, and people love watching the NFL draft. Hockey, I mean, last year was one of their best ones. A lot of reason why is because people wanted to see Connor Bedard get drafted, and that was kind of a cool moment. But I think they're going to up the amount of people watching.
I think a lot of people just want to see Connor Bedard's mom. I really believe that's why the ratings were good.
Well, hey, I know you're upset. Turns out that didn't happen. So
all right.
With that one player that got Corey Perry, that got low. The new rumor, I don't know if it's true or not. I actually gave up paying attention to that, but apparently, rumor has it that he was hooking up with Chris Chelios, who's like a legend in Chicago. And he's like an old time player. He doesn't play anymore, but he's a legendary player. His daughter is like a reporter, and rumor has it he was hooking up with her.
Whoa!
So, I mean, he goes from hooking up with one player's mom to one legend's daughter. Corey Perry's leaving Chicago in true legend status.
He surely is. I mean, this guy is due. This guy.
But I'm talking about the draft with the NHL because they just announced they're going to be doing the draft in June at the Sphere in Vegas.
Ooh.
This will be the first time any kind of sporting event's going to happen there. And if you don't know what the Sphere is, that thing is just that new venue where like U2 just performed. It's like got a ton of LED displays and a big giant LED screen. It's super trippy, both in the inside and the outside of it. So that will be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, that again, geez, man, another feather in a way in the Golden Knights cap. Oh. Because it's, of course, their hometown.
If you ever wondered what, I guess, going to an NHL draft on mushrooms would be like, I feel like that's going to be the experience right there.
Yeah, and Vegas is a great destination for anything.
Yes, 100%. It'll be a great time. This is just the strangest story, and this happened in Vietnam. A guy went to the doctors because he's like, hey, I'm dealing with headaches for the last several months. I've also had some vision loss, and I have fluid coming out of my nose. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? Let's do a CT scan. And what happened? He had 2 broken chopsticks somehow up in his head.
Huh?
They apparently were shoved up his nose. He forgot that it happened and then realized, oh, yeah, a few months back I was in a drunken brawl and somehow those chopsticks must have been shoved up my nose and into my skull.
Oh, God. Oh, that's horrible.
Apparently he left the doctors with a little bit of a chuckle that he hadn't realized it sooner, and they were able to remove the chopsticks from his nose.
Dude. I think I would like to see a film of just a video of this guy's life.
Or
because imagine
At least at that fight. Like, how did that even end up happening?
Oh, so I mean, he barely remembers it, which means this guy gets involved in some epic situations.
I don't know this guy, but I feel like he doesn't sweat the small stuff.
No. Oh, dude, chopsticks up in your brain. Oh.
Did he try to use those as a weapon? Like, ha! And the other guy's like, ha!
Yeah, dude.
Shoves him up his nose.
Oh, it hurts me just thinking about anything on my, like, you know, I've had to get COVID tests, and you know how bad that was.
Yeah, but were you drunk when you got them?
And they weren't chopsticks either.
Next time you get a COVID test, get drunk.
That's it.
Hey, weather, 50 degrees, going to rain today. Once again, double down on it. Happy birthday to Sarah over there.
Yeah.
And thanks to Snoqualmie Casino for giving us the Migs report. And that's what's up.
I think Sarah's now kind of close to the age where she doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
Oh, because I mean, this is a nice text from Lakewood. Larry just said, hey, happy birthday, Sarah. You don't look a day over 40. Waka waka.
Yeah, Lakewood Larry, you're not going to see the end of the day. That's all I'm going to say right now. Sarah is already at that stage of her life. She does not want to talk about the number anymore.
Somebody just said via text that they read an article that it was Andre Vasilevsky that ripped the fart, actually.
Well, see, that's
what it was him that farted?
See, that's what I thought when I first saw the video, so I just assumed that you had inside information that it was somebody else. Because when I first saw the video, he looked like the guy that might have done it, but that's what I thought initially.
Oh,
do we know for sure?
Every article I read said that they thought it was a reporter that did it. But if he's the one that ripped ass, that's even cooler.
Yeah, it's hard to say because, obviously it wasn't on Mike because of where the occurrence would happen, whether on his body or somewhere else. But yeah, he does sort of, it's hard to say if he's laughing at the dude that did it or if in fact he's sheepish himself about the fact that it was him. It's really hard to say.
I don't know, man. I feel like his reaction was more of someone else doing it than him.
I can definitely see that. Yeah, all right. So this is again the Tampa Bay Lightning goaltender who was being interviewed after having a shutout performance, and during the interview, somebody lets one go.
What's gone through your mind in the last 48 hours?
Obviously, it wasn't great feeling the last game, but
I don't know. I think that's a reporter. I don't feel like that was from him.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have enough information to say you're wrong about that, Steve. And it's surely plausible. His look definitely looks like he is not embarrassed so much, but just laughing at the situation.
Yeah,
so that's what it. I mean, if I had to bet money, I think I would probably go with it was a reporter or somebody not him.
I'd be like, hey, sorry, boys, I've been holding that one in the entire game. Something.
Yeah, you're one of the people that you don't have a problem with going, yeah, that was me. I'm the kind of person that would not want anybody to know it's me. So maybe he lies somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know. Either way, it's a great video. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it.
Oh, dude, if I was a hockey player and and I'm being interviewed, I'd be that would be my thing. I'd be like, guys, I'm going to rip a bunch of farts during this interview. Watch, and just keep doing it to the point where reporters are finally like, yo, I know Steve had a good game, but I don't want to interview him.
Yeah, Marshawn should have tried that. If he really didn't want to talk to somebody, he should have just had a lot of beans. Yeah. That's what he really should have done.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right. But again, you only get 3 guesses.
Carol Danvers is better known as what superhero?
Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Wow.
The Rock.
Oh, guess what? You did do that at the right amount of guesses after all.
Yeah, I should have at least one guess, guys. Come on.
I did try to change the rules, but I guess you people aren't having it. Fine. All right, fine. I am pissed that you know who Carol Danvers is. I just don't think you should. I think you shouldn't have that much knowledge.
I love that because that makes you angry that I know
it really,
something
really
in your
does.
world.
I feel like that's a deeper cut than you should know. You got a shot at beating Steve. Call in now, 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We're going to do that at 6:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, presenting the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Seems like it's been forever. They're coming to the Gorge on Friday, May 31st. And all week, we got the code word for you. Because you know the code word. You know what that is. You text it to 206-803-ROCK. That is how you got a chance to win those tickets.
I don't want to screw us up, BJ. I messed this one up because I know we announced that we're going to give away the code word at 8:47. So I wanted to stop you before you give the code word out. I screwed up and put that in front of you.
Oh,
So
damn, there it is.
8:47.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because you know what?
No,
I
that
am
was
Ron
me.
Burgundy. I would have read that.
I know. I realized that once you started talking, I'm like, oh, that's the wrong thing. You don't want to give away the code word just yet. We promised people at 8:47. We don't want to screw them, BJ.
But see, now I know the code word, which
Son
means
of
I can be bought. So if somebody wants to know the code word early and wants to bribe me, you know where I am. Otherwise, the rest of you cheapskates, you'll have to wait till 8:47 to get the code word. That's how it goes. I know how bad you feel, Steve, because you know giving me information that I shouldn't have is the worst possible thing anyone could do.
I got to cut them off. We can't do this. We can't do this to the 8 people who set their timers to come back at 8:47.
Yeah, that was a smart thing to cut me right there. Because I would have just kept reading. Yes, so 8:47, that's what I'm going to give you the next code word if I don't accidentally do it sometime between now and then. That's how you get tickets to the show. You get the code word, you text it. You want all the info, you know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Chris from Shelton is. Chris, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Stu, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Chris has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Whose guitar from the Hot for Teacher video sold for nearly $4 million at an auction?
Pass.
The United States bought Alaska from which country?
Repeat.
The United States bought Alaska from which country?
Canada?
No.
Pass.
If you were born today, what zodiac sign would you be?
Cancer.
No.
Sagittarius?
Yes. Widely used in Middle Eastern cooking, tahini is a smooth paste made of what crushed seeds?
Sesame seeds.
Yes. Who played Dr. Evil in the Austin Power movies?
Mike Myers.
Yes. Black Sabbath had the 70s hit song Children of the what?
Children of the Corn?
No.
Pass.
President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in what decade?
The 60s.
Yes. What kind of nut is marzipan made out of?
Oh, boy. Pass.
Which pop singer's real name is Robin Fenty?
Oh, pass. Dang.
You got 4 correct, Chris.
Oh, well, I don't think I'm getting a song today.
Yeah.
You're proud. I'm sorry.
That's all right, buddy. I didn't get many more right than you did, so
Really?
I think Steve will beat both of us.
Oh, well, let's find out. Steve, are you ready?
Hold on. I got to get it ready for you. It's from my mom.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
They're drunk.
Beautiful.
Happy birthday, dear
Sarah.
Happy birthday to you.
It's my favorite part.
My mom had some box wine in honor of you.
Yeah,
She screwed up the happy birthday song.
I love how your mom goes off script and your dad's just like, okay, you know what? I don't know what am I going to do?
I'm actually shocked that Dad didn't have a meltdown because that's Roseanne.
Yeah.
It's not happy birthday to you. It's happy birthday to you. What's wrong with you?
That would have been
that's
amazing, too.
So amazing.
All right, Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, okay then. Today is a day. Today something's going on. I'm just going to roll with it.
I blame your daughter.
Yeah, the
Box
day of my
wine.
birth, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Whose guitar from the Hot for Teacher video sold for nearly $4 million at an auction?
It's got to be Eddie Van Halen.
Yes. The United States bought Alaska from which country?
Russia.
Yes.
Very good.
If you were born
Yeah.
today, what zodiac sign would you be?
I'm going to go Virgo.
No.
Leo.
No.
Sagittarius.
Yes. Widely
Yeah,
used in Middle
nice
Eastern
move.
cooking, tahini is a smooth paste made of what crushed seeds?
Nuts?
No.
Sunflower?
No.
Pumpkin?
No. Who played Dr. Evil in the Austin Power movies?
Would that be Michael Myers?
Yes. Black Sabbath had the 70s hit song titled Children of the What?
Children of the Grave.
Yes. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in what decade?
The 60s.
Yes. What kind of nut is marzipan made out of?
Macadamia?
No.
D's?
No. Ew.
I don't know. Gazpacho.
No. Which pop singer's real name is Robin Fenty?
Robin Thicke?
No. I appreciate that answer.
Unbelievable. He's going to
Wow.
he's going to win this and he on a technicality.
Is he? Well, he got 6, which is a win, 6-4.
Oh, he would have won anyway.
buddy.
Okay, fine.
So he wins more than one. Yeah, by one.
he would have won anyway.
What was the technicality?
Yeah, what's my technicality?
If your answer to Michael Myers, if I said no, that is incorrect, what would you do?
What, for me?
Yes.
Mike Myers.
Okay, you win. All right, fine.
Oh, is his
Because
real
Michael Myers arguably is a character from a movie. I don't think he's ever been called Michael Myers in his entire life.
I'm sure his birth given name is Michael Myers.
You don't know that.
Yeah, and
You've never seen it.
I didn't think that the killer from the Halloween movies played Dr. Evil.
It could have been. You know, I mean, I don't know what you're thinking in that head of yours.
True. Right.
I just wanted a song. Didn't get it.
I'm very impressed with the zodiac sign one.
You don't want to know why I even went down that road.
I'd like to.
Okay,
I was
please
trying
tell
to think
me.
of like something, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what rhymes with Sagittarius? So I went with Sagittarius.
What rhymes with Sagittarius was in your brain?
Yes.
It is so unfair how you win these things.
That's what.
Unfair.
To be honest, that's what threw me off for the next few questions because I'm like, I can't believe that I thought Sagittarius, and that's how I got to this.
And now
So
I can't
unfair.
bring up, if you got it wrong, why I'd be so upset with you.
Because it's your sign.
Yes, and it's also your daughter's sign.
How about that?
How about that?
Her birthday's next week, yes?
Yes.
Okay, are you sure?
Okay,
I'm
then.
positive. I don't know my wife's sign either.
Father and wife of the year.
Wait, so is that going to affect the father-daughter relationship? That I don't know her sign.
Yeah, it will.
I'll figure it out at some point.
As a daughter, it will affect it.
So if BJ didn't know that you were a Sagittarius, that would make you upset.
I mean, yeah, if you got this answer wrong.
That's really stupid, if you ask me.
A lot of things, I think, aren't the brightest.
No, I'm not.
So.
I might be in the minority on this, so I'm not really. I'm joking. But like to me, like if someone said I don't know what your sign is, I'd be like, I don't care. Like even if my mom and dad didn't know I was a Libra, I'd be like, whatever.
I cannot wait for you to have this conversation with an important woman in your life, aka your daughter, and I want to see if you look her in the eye and go, "That is stupid," or if you'll realize, I better not say that to her.
Yeah. That's I could say it's stupid to your daughter, not to my daughter.
All right, well, I mean, yeah, all right.
I'm pretty sure BJ would tell me it's stupid too.
Exactly.
So
I probably would.
Look, if she got upset that I didn't know she was a Sagittarius, then I would remember for the rest of my life that she's a Sagittarius.
that's right. That's why we get upset.
Or when you start buying, she discovers Claire's when she's about 6 years old and all of a sudden wants all of her sign and all of the jewelry. That's where Lily realized
What is this we're talking about? I don't even know these things.
Well, and the Sagittarius sign is so creepy.
So then what's your birthstone?
It's turquoise.
Okay, just good for me to now know.
Okay.
I think.
Wait, you don't even know? I can't believe you don't know.
I don't know,
your
Danny.
birthstone.
What's our birth sign?
You could go with either turquoise or blue topaz.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can you say that first one?
Yeah, that was weird.
again.
Turquoise?
You said turquoise.
Turquoise? I was trying not to laugh.
Okay. Like, is this like a carne asada thing again? Like, the text over like
I do like turquoise. I think I'm going to make that my new pronunciation of that word.
turquoise.
Oh, man. One that you got wrong. Widely used in Middle Eastern cooking, tahini is a smooth paste made of sesame seeds.
Sesame seed.
Yeah, I don't know. You were going all over the road with that one. And then what kind of nut is marzipan made out of?
Is it almond?
It is almond.
Yeah,
That would've been a good
marzipan
guess.
is old school good stuff.
And Robin Fenty is better known as what pop singer?
I don't. Should I know this?
She did the Super Bowl recently.
Rihanna?
Yep.
Oh, her name is Robin?
Yep. Robin
Wow,
Fenty.
I did not. I don't think I knew that.
I thought her name was Rihanna.
Yeah, so did I.
Like I thought that was her birth name.
It is
because
pretty.
because everybody says it wrong. She says her name is actually Rihanna, and everybody calls her Rihanna. And I thought, well, she must be right because that's her real name. So we're saying her fake name wrong. That's basically it. Okay.
Yes, pretty much. Well, congratulations, Steve.
All right, so don't worry, Migs. I have no friggin' idea what my kids' signs are either. Who cares?
Wow. All right. I have nothing. I don't. Again, if they're dudes, normally who cares? Because dudes usually don't care about that kind of thing. But
I'm going to ask my wife today.
What sign?
What sign is Tatum? And see if she doesn't know, I'm going to be so upset with her.
She's 1,000,000% going to know.
You think?
Absolutely.
See, I would text her, but she could look it up, so I'm not going to do that. I have to,
you don't even trust her to be honest? You think she'll look it up on you? Because that's what you would do.
I would.
Yeah. I feel like your wife has a little bit more integrity than that.
I mean, what? I mean, I'm not going to be like, I don't know.
Wow.
I guess when I say don't look it up, quick, tell me what it is. But otherwise, I would think if I asked her, she'd be like, "Oh, I might as well just look it up to figure it out." Like it's not like we're in school and she's like cheating.
Yeah, but I think if you ask me a question, you're going to tell if I pause for a long time and go, "Oh, that's a good. Wait a second. What is it again?"
Question.
Yeah, well, I think it is. No, it's not that. Oh, wait, I know. Yeah. Well, congratulations. You are Father of the Year.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, if you have a relationship problem, perhaps maybe your dad doesn't know your sign, or you've got a problem at work, or anything else where you need advice. Doesn't matter how dumb you think it is. We are here for you. Call us or text us now, 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted, and we're going to do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The new year is the perfect time to start building credit scores. Because when your credit scores increase, your opportunities do too. Like loan approvals and lower interest rates. Chime makes it easier to keep building your credit with a secured Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card. You can use Credit Builder everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted. Chime helps you build your credit score safely by using your own money to make everyday purchases and on-time payments. To apply, just open a Chime checking account with a $200 qualifying direct deposit. And don't stress, there's no annual fee or credit check required to apply and get started. Start building your credit history and finding new opportunities with the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card. Get started today at chime.com/build. That's chime.com/build. The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. So what is Help Wanted? Well, you see, people like you have stuff going on, and you for some reason think people like us could help you.
Or they just said, you know what, I'm too cheap to go see someone. I'll just hit up the radio show.
Yeah, again, people like you.
Yes, I would do that too.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, why not take a shot? We all have issues. Plus, I've been in therapy, I don't know, since I was 3. So wait, maybe I could help you out. And that's it. You got a relationship problem at work, anything else. And I know you think, I don't know, this is dumb. I don't want to tell them. Yeah, no, we are experts on dumb. We're here for you. 206-803-ROCK. Call us, text us. It's Help Wanted.
I hope we can get to both of these, but we might not be able to because they're both pretty interesting texts that literally came in as we were doing the commercial break. So we have 2 that we could pick from right now. Either
all right.
One involves DNA tests.
Oh, I'm the man of that.
And the other involves open relationships.
Oh, wow. Well, I think earmuffs, Sarah and Joey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What? No.
Oh, you don't know? Well, see, if the problem is this. I have done a show in this town for the longest time, you don't remember the way early shows that I did, and therefore you wouldn't know about this. But I feel like I would be disingenuous if I didn't talk about the fact that I may or may not have experience in that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's here's the problem. There are people that listened. And look, I can't deny what happened 24 years ago when I got here. So what am I going to do?
Fair.
Yeah,
Most of those people probably aren't even alive anymore. So
I wish that was the case. Yeah. I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but I am familiar with the concept. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll leave it up to you since you are dabbling in both of these tests.
I think DNA is probably the best way to go. You know what it is look, Joe Dredd listens to the show, right? You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Joe has been listening to me ever since I got to town.
Uh-huh.
So believe me, he, along with a lot of other people, remember one of my first shows. And therefore, that's all I got to say. It's basically how I got the job. I will tell you this. It's how I was able to be hired by my company here.
Did you have a female boss? Is that what we're talking about?
Well,
you sleep your way to the top, BJ.
Boy, if you look at me and know my skills, if I can sleep my way to the top, boy, oh boy, the rest of you are failures. That's all I'm going to say.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so to spare my children, DNA may be the way to go.
Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at your daughter right now, and she's not even looking. She's just like, you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to inhale this helium balloon, and hopefully it's like nitrous.
Yeah, I will have them leave the room. I mean, in order to, if I ever have to talk about it. But I didn't want to be disingenuous because I know my past on the radio. I know what I've talked about before. So
that could be, though, the sweet revenge of all the sexual exploits that your daughter has shared on the radio.
Yeah.
No, but then your poor son.
I don't want to do that to my son and even to my daughter.
Okay.
No child needs to even wonder about what the hell is going on with their parents. They just don't want to know.
All right, so we'll start with DNA, and if we have time, we'll get into an open relationship. Does that sound right?
Well, there's always time for that, buddy.
All right, so help wanted. Genetic testing. Question for Mr. BJ.
Yes,
My
sir.
wife doesn't know much about her ancestry or her dad's side of the family. She's been wanting to do a DNA test for years. So this Christmas, I got her an ancestry kit. Is there anything that we should know about diving down this rabbit hole before we go too deep? Her dad left her when she was around 4, and he has rarely reached out. He doesn't even know that he has 2 grandkids. She would also like to know more about medical history and stuff. Is ancestry a good way to go? Thank you for your help. Also, happy birthday to the most ratchet blonde in the state. That's Sarah.
Okay, boy, this is a very good question because 23andMe is usually the site that people use to find out more medical stuff. That's what I found out. Ancestry is a great site, but I think 23andMe is better at finding out your medical history. The problem is, if you have been monitoring the news, is 23andMe just had a massive data breach. Ooh. And even though they say they don't think anything sensitive has really been impacted negatively, a lot of information was really released, and
I always love when companies do that. They're like, it's nothing too bad. I would love for a company to be fully transparent. Just be like, look, guys, you guys are all screwed. We're sorry.
Yeah. Many human beings, they're very, very wary of basically having their DNA info put out there. That was one of the reasons why I couldn't get definitive information about my siblings, because one of them who said, I don't want to get a test because I don't want my stuff out there. And if she got a test, it would have definitely confirmed whether or not she was a half sister or not, even though I still think she is basically just doing all the Nancy Drew stuff. So yeah, people are worried about it. And since this just happened with 23andMe, and also, you may find out some inconvenient stuff. You may find out you have siblings you didn't know about. I just connected with my half brother. I didn't think that would ever happen. I thought, okay, I've been doing this for 2 months. I've been reaching out to him. He won't get back to me, so I have no idea. Eventually, he reached out, and I found out stuff about my family that they don't even know about. Like, I was a surprise. He gave me even more information that's a surprise. Oh. I mean, people having affairs that they didn't even know they were. I mean, it is... the amount of secrets that were going on.
You have opened Pandora's box in this whole thing.
And that can happen. That can happen when you do these ancestry tests because you find yourself linked to people and you go, why am I linked to this person? And they'll tell you, you are so linked to this person, they could be a half sibling. Damn. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. How would that be? And then you find out, oh, somebody did a little stepping out. So she may find out more about her family that maybe her dad and mom don't want her or anybody else to know. That can happen with this kind of thing.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the things you can watch out for.
Do you know that new brother's middle name yet?
No.
At least you're staying on brand.
Here's the irony, though. The irony is this. As you know, my DNA came back that I was 50% Jewish. My half-brother is a one-off like me, which means my mom went out with a different dad. He has a different dad than I do. She went out with that dude. One time only situation with that guy made my half-brother. Then she did the same thing with me. I'm a one-off. She went out with another guy, made me. That was it. Well, he was adopted by a Jewish family, yet he has no Jewish DNA at all. Yet me, I actually am 50% Jewish, and I didn't get adopted by a Jewish family. Had she done it the other way around, I at least would have been raised by the right ethnic family, but it didn't happen that way.
This is the making of the strangest 80s sitcom ever.
It really is. I know, it really
Serious,
is.
like The Odd Couple on crack.
It is, I told him that, and he laughed. I said, "Dude, I am like 50% Jewish, and you're the dude that was raised by the Jewish family." And he laughed. He goes, "Yeah," because he goes, "I don't have any DNA like that in me at all." And it is weird because, when we talked, and he's a great dude from Florida, and he wants to get together because he's going to be taking an Alaskan cruise. I'm so happy because he's the only family member that really wants to meet me.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I think it's because we're both the same. We're both basically Jon Snows. We're bastard children, basically. And whereas
that's the name of the sitcom, The Bastard Children.
The Bastard Children. So that's going to be fun to meet this guy. He seems like a great guy. And we have this in common. Our mom liked to get around. That's what we have in common.
And look,
our mom liked to get busy.
An Alaskan cruise is going to bring you guys together.
Yeah, so again, I would just say to my children,
you should make it weird and book a cruise on the same trip and be like, "Hey, so funny, I'm doing this cruise too now."
That would be really cool. That would be. I don't know if that would be weird or cool.
It would definitely. It would lean towards weird, but you never know. It might end up being cool.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, very well. Yeah, it very well could be cool. But yeah, it.
Especially if you try and stay in the same room with them.
Yeah, because I haven't had any contact with anybody. That's the other sad thing is that I think I'm an inconvenient truth. I mean, some people talk with me and then they have never talked with me again. I really feel like they're like, I kind of wish you didn't get in touch with me. My half brother never did it because he found out that it would be painful. I didn't know that because of the people he contacted and some of the secret people he met. He found out that if he contacted anybody in the family, it would be a painful thing. I never knew that, so I just contacted those people, and I found out the hard way that, they probably didn't want to know me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if someone out of the blue hit me up and it was legit, I would definitely want to talk to them. I don't know if I want to keep a relationship going. I guess that's just based then it's based on the conversation and just how it vibes. But I would absolutely be curious just to know, like, oh, that's an interesting thing about my life I never knew I had.
Yeah, my half niece was definitely like you. And I kind of had this sort of fantasy that because my half niece lost her father, so I had this fantasy that maybe I could be a father figure to her, and like one of these Hallmark movies, and because she was
a George Michael song.
Yeah,
your father figure. That's probably you probably shouldn't have said any of that to her.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. I mean, only because this kid was like a really geeky kid, and so I'm like, of course we're related. Like she was a total geek and looked just like somebody who I would be related to, and I've never met anybody like that because everybody I've known who are relatives are adopted relatives and they're nothing like me. But instead, like you, she was just like, yeah, I wanted to talk to you to see who you were, but I'm done.
Oh.
And I'm like, all right. I mean, that's fair. I can't expect someone to go, oh my God, let's be buddies.
I'm moving to Washington.
Yeah. But yeah, nobody really wants to like have a whole lot to do with me.
That would have been the premise of another really weird 80s sitcom. Yeah, all of a sudden, like you track down this girl and now she moves in with the family. And now, Joe and Sarah have to adapt to having a new sibling.
Yeah, Sarah was adamant that would not be the case. She goes, you are not going to replace us with anybody. I don't care how related you are to them.
Oh, was there a little bit of jealousy?
Oh, Sarah was, yeah,
After
she
just
was.
one conversation? She's
Yeah,
like,
Joe-
I'm your only daughter.
Yeah, Joey didn't care.
Of course he doesn't. It's one less.
But yeah, he doesn't care. He goes, talk to whoever you want.
He's like, that means one less day of questioning for me. Like, you guys have another kid to bother now.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was very excited. Oh, good. I don't have to be the only person in your life.
All right, sorry. So you would have been mad if, like, all of a sudden, Dad brought in a new daughter?
Well, so he was
Sounds so strange.
He was talking to, I believe, his niece.
Yes.
But I think he also has a half sister, and they're both like my age. So I was fine if they came into the family and we were friends, but no, they can't replace me.
We're not going to replace. Not like all of a sudden he's going to hand him clothes and give him Johnny Roberts.
Yeah, but a half sister.
He
a
might
half
try.
sister.
What if she moved in?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely
Why not? She's my sister. I got to let her move in.
No.
She needs a father figure from
Yeah,
her
she needs
brother.
a brother. Yeah, brother figure.
I want to be a brother-father figure, brother.
That's so weird. Nope, sorry. I mean, she hasn't been in your life. I've been in your life for 32 years now, so
I know. You don't have to remind me.
I deserve to live in that house.
Do you, though?
No.
Come on,
And my
brother-father
dad-
figure.
And my dad, by the way, also liked to get around because he has a kid. He's no longer with us, but he had a kid Sarah's age, which, he also had me. He also has a 70-year-old daughter. So it's like he has my dad has a 70-year-old daughter and a 30-year-old daughter. That man is basically Robert De Niro. He's like, I'm going to let every generation have a piece of me.
That's
I know,
so
that was-
weird. Kind of
that's what my-
impressive, but also disgusting.
And that's something Sarah would not let me do either, by the way. She's like, you will never have another child. You can't have another child.
You're too old to have another child.
No,
Tony Randall, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. These people are not too old to have another child.
Yeah, I mean, 60-something is the new 28.
It really is.
That's what they say.
No, because I would probably end up raising that child.
Yeah, you would.
Somebody said, hey, just be prepared for your results going back to the whole ancestry thing. My 82-year-old grandmother did one of these tests and found out that she has a half-sister that apparently her father had while married to my great-grandmother.
Yes, that's my situation, too. Damn. I have 2 new aunts that nobody knows about, which I just found out talking to my half-brother. Like, there were 2 other new aunts that nobody on my mother's side of the family knows about, but he knows about. And it's like, oh, wow, this is so trippy. And it was because my grandmother, she also liked to get busy.
Man, too bad you can't get everyone together in one spot and just, like, hang out.
Well, I will tell you this. Sarah with her stick of gum and how easy it is to get Sarah to get busy, basically?
Well, that was back in the day. She's changed.
She's a married woman now.
She's a faithful married woman.
Yes, the point being is that the apple does not doesn't fall too far from the women in my family seem to really enjoy life. Let's just say that.
One thing I am good about is birth control. Thank you. So I just don't
you are
go
good at it.
willy-nilly all around just getting pregnant here and there.
Well, they didn't have great birth control back in those days, Sarah. What can I tell you? But they
willy-nilly.
I just love that the woman who's bragging about not using condoms is like, I know a thing or two about birth control.
Yeah, I know.
To the
I
point
know.
where we named your husband Johnny Rubbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, I know the not getting pregnant side of it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's why, you can be upset at maybe learning some things about your parents, but really, there's a whole lineage of our family that just likes to get after it. What can I tell you?
I did not know irresponsibility was a genetic thing.
It seems like it really is. As you can see, it's a family tradition. Hey, people are actually freaking out over a Netflix Christmas movie because there's an incest scene? Okay.
Are you starring in this?
There was no incest in my family.
Sister
Okay. I'll tell you all about it at 8:17.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I'm so sad because there's a new Netflix holiday movie that for some reason I decided not to watch so I could watch the Prime holiday movie with Eddie Murphy and waste my life.
I still think this is awesome that we're seeing eye to eye on a movie, and it's our mutual hate of that Eddie Murphy film that I don't even remember the name of it.
Candy Cane Lane.
That's it.
Yeah.
The worst movie ever.
It really sucks so bad, and I wanted it to not suck because I really am an Eddie Murphy fan, and I did not like it.
I didn't want it to suck either because we're always looking for something new to watch during the holiday season, not the same old Christmas films. I'm like, oh, here's a new one and it has Eddie Murphy. This has got to be great.
Yeah, and apparently there is one that would fit your bill, Steve. It's called Family Switch on Netflix, and mostly people are saying good things about the movie, and it's a holiday movie, so okay, give it a shot.
And that's Jennifer Garner in it and Ed Helms. I'm actually thinking about watching this one with Wojcicki.
Yeah, and if you don't know Ed Helms is the dentist from The Hangover who lost his tooth, and Ed is fantastic.
And Jennifer Garner is also great.
I do not have any complaints about Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, she was Daredevil's friend.
Yes, she was Elektra. Yes, she was. Yeah. I'm so happy. Well, that's right, because you watched that horrible movie. But yes.
If you're trying to, we're not even going to go down that road.
I know. I
finally am starting to see people on social media saying I went back and watched Daredevil, and it's not as bad as I remember it being.
Okay, we'll talk about this later, but there's better stuff to watch.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into it, but hey, Family Switch. Here's the thing, though. Everybody's saying relatively good stuff about the movie, but there is a part of the movie that people are they're really not happy about. And the premise is simple. Spoiler alert if you don't want to know anything about the movie. The premise is that the members of the Walker family have magically switched bodies with each other. So, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Was that one?
It wasn't Parent Trap. It was Trading. What was it called? Oh my gosh, the one with Lindsay Lohan where she switches bodies.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Great
Thank
movie.
you. Yes.
Almost as good as Daredevil.
So this is a Freaky Friday situation, but like instead the son and daughter jump into the bodies of their parents. So that's where the switcheroo happens with 4 people, not just 2.
Because this premise has gone on forever. Like this magical switch that happens and you realize how hard it is, spoiler alert, to be the other person.
So the problem that people are having, and this was, I believe, used for comedic effect, is the daughter and so basically the brother and the sister are now in mom and dad's body. And they're trying to pretend that they're the parents, but of course they're not the parents. But then there are neighbors who are very worried about their marriage and are like, hey, you guys don't seem to be getting along. And therefore they go, you should just kiss. You guys love each other, kiss. And of course it's the brother-sister and they're like, we don't want to do that. And And
so this is what people are freaking out about, I bet.
Because they reluctantly kiss in the movie. And some viewers have said, this is borderline incest.
Oh my God.
And apparently they haven't watched Game of Thrones because you get to see what incest is really like in that show. Here's the scene that's creating some controversy.
You know, my intimacy doula, Blaze, says that couples need a minimum of 12 kisses a day.
Why don't you guys give a kiss?
What is going on?
I think they're onto us.
I don't think we have to kiss. Never doing that.
Please, little mouth-to-mouth CPR.
You have to kiss me. Just do it. Just do it. Quiet.
Kiss.
Ew. I'm so sorry. Just be a man. Just do it fast. Just do it.
I mean, this is just silly Hollywood. This isn't incest. We're really losing our minds about this. Is there anything else we can complain about on social media?
I know, really. It's like, have you watched Back to the Future? Can we no longer watch that movie when Marty's mom tries to, pick up on him when he goes back in time? I mean,
dude, I think about that
is that
a lot.
incest?
I'm not the movie, but I think about that a lot. That man, what a weird time. I feel like we were very lucky many, many years ago when we didn't have social media, so we didn't have to get a peek inside of some people's brains and the things that they get worked up about. Because this is just it's a dumb premise, not dumb in a bad way, but dumb funny. And I don't know. I didn't get like any kind of creepy feeling from that.
No, there's no way that now. Here's what I want to do. Thanks for encouraging it, Netflix. No, when people complain like that, Steve, it makes me wonder, are you the person that really wants to do incest and you just protest very loudly? Are you? Because I wonder about when people just all of a sudden go over the top about something that's not a big deal.
And have we forgotten that it's just a dumb movie? This isn't real life. Like they didn't really make somebody make out with their brother and sister for a movie.
Oh, it's not real life?
Last I checked.
Ed Helms is not related to Jennifer Garner? They're not really brother-sister? Oh. Well, I guess then I have to rethink my whole complaint. I had a big letter I was going to send.
Okay, well,
yeah. I know, and yet here it is. Here's the story. Here's what Netflix has to deal with. I don't know if they got to make an apology. I hope not. I really hope not. I mean, it's completely ridiculous.
But on the flip side, had I not heard this story, I would have not even known this movie existed. And honestly, like, not that part scene was like laugh out loud hilarious, but it was kind of funny, a funny premise to it. I kind of want to see the movie now.
Well, I do too, especially since
who doesn't love a good holiday incest film?
It's the Game of Thrones holiday special we've been waiting for. I look, Steve, I think I'll watch it too, just because I really wanted to watch one holiday movie that was good, and I just want to wash that Eddie Murphy taste out of my mouth and just see something good.
What movies did he do? Charlie's Angels, that Mick G guy? The director.
Oh, yeah,
he directed this movie, apparently, and he's one of the
did
producers
he?
of this film. I know he said, I remember this, but I think he cut his teeth in the world of, like, filmmaking, making music videos, I think for Sugar Ray and other bands. And then eventually, I think he did the Charlie's Angels movie.
The one with Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz. I think you're right.
Like, I think he had that was his first film.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, so Mick G's he's doing this holiday movie with Ed Helms, and okay,
he's a director and producer. He hasn't really, he hasn't really had a good run after that Charlie Angels film. Like after that, like, a lot of his films are not very well received. Although The Babysitter, I got some good reviews, but that looks like it's like a horror film or something.
Oh, I was going to say The Babysitter sounds like an adult film.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say usually people like that movie.
But this movie, the incest film, which I was called Family Switch. The incest film.
The incest. You are being horrible to this poor movie.
45% on the tomato meter.
That's not good.
That's not bad for a Netflix Christmas movie.
How are they saying this is like? What did the audience say?
50%.
Why would this article say that it's mostly getting praise? 50% is not praise from the audience. That is a rotten movie.
I was going to say
that article's.
I think you just convinced BJ to not watch this.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch
BJ.
it now. No, it's 50% audience. I would have look. Even if the critics hated it, I would watch it if the audience liked it. But the audience doesn't even like it.
Here's a good review. Family Switch has bits and pieces of amusement, but mostly you want to swap it for a better movie. Oh, should have read that one.
I got to watch my Star Trek guy.
Yeah.
I have a movie. It's going to be the Biltmore Christmas, the Hallmark movie starring Jonathan Frakes, who played #1 in Star Trek. I'm going to watch that.
All right, here's a positive review.
That's actually probably got better reviews than either one of those movies. Don't laugh, Danny.
Family Switch isn't going to be that special holiday movie you put on every year, but it's fun enough to be enjoyed in the moment.
Okay, that is probably the nicest thing anyone could say about a movie that's at 50%.
It's at 50, it's only 7% more than the Eddie Murphy one. Because the Eddie Murphy one's at 43% audience score.
Oh my God, yeah. I can't sit through another one, Steve. I can't.
Well, this is a good positive review too. Not great, but cast including Emma Myers of Wednesday fame makes it fun.
Oh,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's the Wednesday's best friend.
Oh, she is a good actor, but I don't think she's good enough to save that movie. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'll wait for her to be in the next season of Wednesday because she really is a good actor. But I'm not. No, she's not enough to draw me into a crappy movie.
Dude, the positive reviews are just so borderline crapping on this film. It's so funny. Like every
That's
review.
what happens when you get a 49 something. They can't give you something great.
Here's one that says Netflix's Family Switch is far from flawless, but it's well written. Next one. I liked it just enough to get me through the end credits. These are like the reviewers.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
Family Switch was enough to keep me mostly hooked throughout its 101 minute duration. These are the positive reviews.
I have to tell you, man, the streaming services are ruining quality movies, and it's because they're probably way too long.
I also find it funny too because I feel like you were like Ed Helms, he was in The Hangover, but I'm looking at Ed Helms' movie record, and they're all really bad movies. Like besides The Hangover, and
he was also on The Office, which he did a really great job on that show too.
Sure.
Danny. So give him that.
I'm just saying all of his movies are like below 20%, except for like 3.
It's funny because when I saw Mick G direct this, I'm like, oh, wow, that guy did. I'm like, wow, I haven't really been keeping up on his career, and clearly no one has.
How long is the movie, Danny? I bet it's got to be 2 hours.
101 minutes, it said.
Only 101 minutes?
Well, that's what the critics said. It was enough to sit through 101 minutes of it.
An hour and 41, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually reasonable. I mean, because Eddie Murphy's movie is over 2 hours.
Yeah, Casey Chong from Casey's Movie Mania said it was all right.
Candy Cane Lane says it's only an hour and 48.
What?
Candy Cane Lane is only an hour and 48.
Oh, really? Yeah. All right. I thought I saw 2 hours unless I'm going the whole credits. Maybe that's why.
How long are the credits? 20 minutes? Oh, wait. That's not right. That's not right.
Don't worry about it. I'm not going to, you know what? We're not going to test you on this. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's disappointing. I really was looking forward to watching this incest movie. Now I can't.
Just go into it, pretending that I didn't tell you.
Steve, it's the same Daredevil conversation. There's nobody that should ever watch that stupid Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck when you get Charlie Cox's Netflix Daredevil, which is brilliant. I mean, 3 seasons of great Daredevil action. Much better than anything that movie could have ever hoped to be. I will say this. Ving Rhames, I think it was Ving Rhames, who played the Kingpin.
Yes, he did.
He was good. That was the only good thing I liked about the Daredevil movie was Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames. He was good. But that's the only thing I liked.
Can you just go back and maybe watch it? And
no.
No.
No, I really won't. And really, Bullseye was horrible in that movie as well. Oh my God, everything about that Daredevil movie.
Was Bullseye. What's his face?
Yeah, it was Colin Farrell.
That's it.
Yeah, and he was horrible. I was so excited that Colin Farrell was in a Marvel or at least a Marvel based movie, and no, it sucked.
I thought he was really good in that film too.
No, he wasn't. No, the Bullseye that they had in the Netflix series was so much better. Oh, so much better.
Well, I just think Ben Affleck's Daredevil is underrated.
No, I think it's rated perfectly, actually. Hey, instead of being sent to jail, a woman was sentenced to work at a fast food restaurant, and you're going to hear why at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Finally, we get to see what happens when somebody loses their S at a fast food restaurant. Like, finally, there's justice.
Okay. They cut their hands off.
Okay, not that kind of justice, but at least some kind of justice there. Okay, we're the Dark Ages, Danny. No, we're okay over here. We're not doing it. But I guess what happened is there's an Ohio woman. Her name is Rosemary. She was arrested because she threw her Chipotle order at an employee, and the judge was like, "You know what? You're going to get so many days. We're going to have this is your sentence, or you can work off part of your sentence by working at a fast food restaurant." And I love that. It's like, you know what? Let's see how easy it is for you to deal with it. And here's the judge sentencing Rosemary.
Do you want to walk in her shoes for 2 months and learn how people should treat people, or do you want to do your jail time?
I'd like to walk in her shoes.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, you send me behind bars or work at Chipotle? Man, those chips are delicious. I don't know how the prison chips are, but I don't think they're nearly as good.
Does she get paid for working at Chipotle, or is it no? I hope she doesn't.
I was just saying, that's kind of weird. That's a slap in the face of the person who got victimized by this. Like, hey, we sentenced her. Don't worry, she won't be a problem anymore. Oh, what'd you do? Well, she's your coworker for a day. That way she can know how it's like to work here.
Yeah, so I would hope that would be the case. That no, you don't get paid. You got to do this as part of your penance, man.
And I wonder what's like the crummiest part of working at Chipotle. I have no idea. Like we go there. Actually, we're there.
Probably the chips. Get it? Because there's crumbs. Oh,
okay.
Thank you.
But I don't know if there's like a cleanup duty or like what. Like maybe just have to clean the bathrooms the whole time. I don't know.
I don't know.
Dude.
Sometimes they get slammed though. Like I would imagine that would probably honestly be the like working the line when they're just getting like thousands of mobile orders, but then they also have a line out the door.
The DoorDash orders. Yeah, you're right.
It's so stressful.
There are some days we go there where it's just like so calm and it's clean. And then there are other times we show up and it's like, there's like pieces of like celery, or not celery, like onion or vegetables on the floor. There's like tortillas against the wall. Like it's just like chaos. And I got to imagine it's one of those moments where like they just got slammed. They haven't had a chance to clean up just yet. Or they have a crazy person that shows up and throws food at them.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's what she should have to do. You really want to walk in her shoes. Someone's got to come in every once in a while, throw something at her.
Oh, yeah. I think the person who she did it to should go in there and throw it at her.
I'm not opposed. You know what? That's a new way of doing eye for an eye. Nobody really gets hurt, do they?
Right.
You know, and who doesn't like a good burrito to the face? Come on, get it done.
I'm not here to shame you.
So here's the judge explaining why he sentenced her to this.
And no one deserves that. So I thought, why should the city taxpayers pay for her and feed her for 90 days in jail if I can teach her a sense of empathy?
Yeah.
I love this judge. Boy, do I really wish more judges were like this.
But apparently I was just reading that the girl that she did it to doesn't even work at Chipotle anymore. Like she quit because she was just so like traumatized by what happened.
Oh.
Oh, that's why then you bring her back once a day. And she just has to come.
Once an hour, I'd say.
Oh, once an hour. All right.
This lady should take a burrito to the face at least 8 times.
Well, then we have to put her in a completely different industry, Steve. Okay. Here's Emily. She is the Chipotle employee that was on the receiving end to this tossed burrito, the one that you say no longer works there.
She didn't get a slap on her wrist. She's going to learn how to work in fast food, and hopefully it'll be good.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, that's, I think I would have had a much more cruel and mean response and very vindictive if I were Emily. So Emily's definitely taking a higher road than I would.
And if Emily's like, I wish she would just cut her hands off. And that'd be a little extreme.
That would be Steve Migs.
Yeah.
If it was Steve Migs would be like,
this judge is a moron.
If somebody's not chopping that girl's hands off, then it ain't the right punishment.
I say for the next hour, you just keep feeding her guacamole until she can't take it anymore.
Okay.
No, that's too extreme.
That's a Play-Doh scene. I don't want a Fun Factory scene. I don't want to see.
And then take her face and put it on the grill.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Wow. Man, make sure I don't throw a burrito at you is really what I have to remember here.
It's time for a rosemary asada.
Yeah, there we go. Rosemary asada. All right. Yeah, that I like it. I really like I like the idea that the judge is like, we don't need to have you waste our money because we got to feed you. Go out and do something.
See what it's like to spend a day dealing with just, I mean, it's not easy working at a fast food place. I mean, and you don't get paid a lot, and you have to deal with a lot of people who are very impatient and in some situations just straight up jerks.
And I think, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see Emily get paid. Like, she's working, but Emily gets the cash.
Or some free Chipotle.
Okay, well, you know what? It's a good thing you're not negotiating for Emily. I mean, I feel like if we get her the cash, she probably could also get some Chipotle anyway because they probably like her.
Yeah, she's probably done with it too, in a sense.
Yeah.
She's like, I've worked there. I don't need to eat it all the time. I'm good.
She's probably like, I'm going to try another cuisine. I mean, let me give it a shot.
If you had to pick one fast food place that dumb question.
What, that I had to be forced to work for?
Yes. Which would you go with?
Oh, well, you're not going to think this is fast food. We get into this fight every time.
What are you going to go with?
Mod Pizza.
Mod Pizza is not fast food.
But it's literally, they make it on demand. It's like, come on.
It's speedy food.
It's not fast food, but it's speedy food. I'm going to let you wallow in that statement just for a little bit. And then I'll come back to you.
I think I'd go with Dairy Queen.
Oh, I can't argue with Dairy Queen.
It'd be
You're
fun
right.
to create all the food.
You don't want to work for
the
Dairy
ice cream
Queen.
concoctions.
Danny says no.
For a day.
Oh, for a day, sure.
Yeah, I don't want to work there forever.
Well, and again, I love Dairy Queen. Don't get me wrong. However, I thought it would be fun to work there when I was 15. That was my first job, and I never thought I would get tired of working at Dairy Queen because of ice cream, that cookie dough, all the things. That smell that you walk home with at the end of the day because ice cream sprays everywhere. It's like sour milk. And then I worked at one with the grills too. So they're making burgers and everything. And you just smell like grease and sour milk by the end of the day.
That's my favorite scent.
You don't want to go back there.
That's hot.
It takes a long time to want to go back to do a Dairy Queen when you work there for 8 hours.
But it'd be fun to swirl the ice cream and add the toppings and no.
Steve is not listening to the fact that he will smell like. Well, he can't smell, Danny.
Yeah,
he doesn't
that's my
care.
wife's
He
problem, not
he has
mine.
he doesn't have a sense of smell at all.
Also, the swirly that you're talking about, the little curly Q on the top, it's really hard to do.
But that'd be fun to challenge myself to see if I could do it.
The one when you do the dip cones, you do the little curly, and then you have to put the ice cream over in the dip. And so many times, the ice cream would just fall out of the cone into the dip, and then you have to fish it out.
Oh, I hate that. I was so ticked off. I would not like that.
Yeah, I don't think I like it,
Well,
Steve.
a lot of people are texting. They're on your side, BJ, saying that Mod Pizza is fast food.
Okay.
It's very fast food.
Lots of things are fast. I go to a Chinese food restaurant. The food comes out quick. I don't consider it fast food.
Mod Pizza is much faster than a Chinese restaurant.
Well, what's faster, getting yourself a Big Mac or a Whopper or a pizza pie from Mod Pizza?
Oh, I depending on how busy things are and what's going on at McDonald's, sometimes you got to wait.
No,
they got
you
a lot
pull
of
up
people
to the
there.
drive-thru and you say, I would like a quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah.
You're telling me that it would take just as long to get that quarter pounder with cheese as it would a Mod Pizza?
I get the mini. Those if I'm the only one there, that mini gets done quick because it's a really kid-sized pizza. Because
that's what Tatum gets, and she still wants more after that.
I know. Well, I'm trying to be responsible. Rather than get the full-size pizza, I get the mini, and then I got a chopped salad because I know I'm going to have the damn no-name cake. I'm trying to be calorically responsible, Steve. Doing the best I can over here.
But they still got to put all the toppings on. They got to put it in the oven and
like
pull
Subway.
it back out.
I mean, it's like the Subway. You have to go through all that.
Subway's not fast food.
It's
fresh
well,
food.
When it's done, it's fast. They give it right to you.
Everything is fast when it's done quickly. That doesn't make it fast food.
I can't. I mean, I'm listening to you, and I'm just going to let you continue speaking. I don't have to say anything.
Somebody said my name is Wendy, so I want to work at Wendy's, bitches.
Yeah, I think though wouldn't the same thing happen though? The frosty stuff would melt, like you get that sour milk again with the frosties and stuff and the grease. I think it's the same problem.
Oh, I'd like to find out.
I've heard people say the same thing about donut shops, and that was what I always thought would be my dream job, would be to work at a donut shop. And then I had a buddy that did it, and he said he used to actually get sick. Like it was almost like he shadowed himself into not wanting donuts ever again. Yeah, and my brain was like, well, I never want that to happen. I don't want to work at a place that will make me hate the food of that place because I love it so much. So I don't think I ever want to work at any fast food restaurant. But all right, so you would choose DQ. Danny, what would you choose?
Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, man, now I gotta change. Is Annie Ann's considered fast food?
I'm not even gonna. You know what? You don't even get to ask. Okay,
Fine.
you are such a condescending mf'er that now you're asking about Annie Ann's. No, you're done with it.
What?
You're stuck. You're stuck
I
at
get
Dairy
the pretzels
Queen.
quickly if I ask for them.
I'm not the one that's you have to argue with yourself about this because you're the only one that doesn't think it's fast
I've changed
food.
my mind.
Oh, really? Because, yeah, I think Annie Ann's is very fast. You go over there and they go, I want a pretzel, and they give it to you. How much quicker can you get it?
But would you consider it a fast food restaurant?
They literally give you food fast. I would say yes. That's the definition, isn't it? It's like I would like something that's food. Yes. How would you like it? Quickly. Here you go, sir.
Yeah, I never like, hey, take your time. I got nowhere to be.
Take your time. Go into a Jimmy John's. I would love you to do that because that is so against like their religion. If you go, hey, Jimmy John's, yeah, can you take your time, please?
Yeah.
The heads would explode. They go, no, we're freaky fast. We can't take our time.
Well, just freaky take your time.
Freaky take your time.
There you go. All right. Well, this conversation might not be the really earth-shattering, but I think we've really discovered a lot here. Yesterday, Steve, you know what? He did get this one right. But again, in this game, like I think I remember, you only get 3 guesses.
The first Red Robin was opened in what Washington city?
Yum. Renton?
No.
University District?
No.
Edmonds?
No. Wow.
Seattle.
There you go, Seattle. Too late.
And I think you could argue that Red Robin is fast food because they bring you those fries quickly, don't they? You ask for those fries, they're there, man.
Steve is so angry right now.
They're there, Steve. Ask anybody. Those fries are always right there. Yeah, okay. All right. Take a breath. All right. Anyway, yeah, you want a shot at beating Steve before he loses his mind, you got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We're going to do that at 8:47 on The Rock.
Fast my ass.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, nobody took me up on my offer, Steve. Nobody tried to bribe me to get the code word for the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
I'm glad. I was hoping you'd just forget it.
I thought I would have some cash, man. Christmas is coming. I needed cash. Yeah. All right, fine. Well, it's like I said, it is about 8:48. So this is when I told everybody, if you want a chance to win Chili Peppers tickets at the Gorge on Friday, May 31st, you need the code word. I told you this time I'd give you the code word. And then, of course, you have to text it to 206-803-ROCK. That's how that works for you to get those chances to win the tickets. All right, today's code word is roses. The code word is roses. How about that, huh?
I'm trying to figure out the connection to the Chili Peppers and roses.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't know either, because I'm not picking it up either.
They have a song called Monarchy of Roses. Maybe that's
Oh, how deep is that cut? Okay. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I guess it's really tough with the Chili Peppers to come up with something. All right. Roses is the code word if you want to win.
They have a rose on like the one record.
Oh, okay. It's tough to come up with just one code word. Like every time I think of the Chili's, everything I want to say is more than one word to reference the Chili's.
Yes.
Away, I guess. Now,
every day you have different ones, so it makes sense, though.
Yeah. I'll take roses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the code word. Text roses right now to 206-803-ROCK if you want chances to win the Chili Peppers tickets. And if you want more info, go to KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Be Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Be Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Scott from Tequila is. Scott, are you there?
I am here.
All right, Stu, now get out. For those playing at home, Scott has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready.
Most often diagnosed in adolescence, what is the medical term for a sideways curvature of the spine?
Scoliosis.
Yes. Samuel L. Jackson voices Frozone in what 2004 Pixar film?
The Invincibles.
No.
The Impossibles.
No.
Pass.
The Tetons are the youngest of the ranges in what mountain chain?
The Rockies.
Yes. What band had the 2000 hit song Teenage Dirtbag?
Pass.
The university MIT stands for what?
Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Yes. Greenland was a colony of which country until 1979?
Denmark.
Yes. Who played Michael Scott in the sitcom The Office?
Oh gosh, I can see him. Steve Carell.
Yes. Which Pink Floyd album features a prism on the cover?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes. What is the official language of Belize?
Spanish.
No.
Portuguese.
No.
English.
Yes. And with that, you get 7 correct, Scott.
All right, this may be a competition.
Yeah. Oh, I think Scott's got this.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm rooting for him.
Wow.
That's right.
No faith in Steve at all. You think he's going down?
I think he's going down.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Steve,
Okay.
are you ready?
Let's go, birthday girl.
Woo! Most often diagnosed in adolescence, what is the medical term for a sideways curvature of the spine?
Oh, scoliosis?
Yes.
Nice.
Samuel L. Jackson voices Frozone in what 2004 Pixar film?
The Incredibles.
Yes. The Tetons are the youngest of the ranges in what mountain chain?
The Grand Tetons.
No.
The Wyoming mountain chain?
No.
The Rockies?
Yes.
Whatever.
What band had the 2000 hit song Teenage Dirtbag?
Wheatus.
Yes. The university MIT stands for what?
Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Yes.
Whatever.
Greenland was the colony of which country until 1979?
What?
Greenland was a colony of which country until 1979? No.
Oh. Russia.
No.
Australia.
No. Who played Michael Scott in the sitcom The Office?
That'd be Steve Carell.
Yes. Which Pink Floyd album features a prism on the cover?
A prison?
A prism.
A prison. Oh, pink. Oh, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes. What is the official language of Belize?
I'm going to go Spanish.
No.
German.
No.
Italian.
No.
English?
It was
Yep.
English.
Yeah.
And with that, you get 7 correct, which is a tie. 7-7. No one gets a song.
Yeah, but you did better than we thought you would, Steve.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Scott was so
Thank you.
close with The Incredibles. He
Yeah,
said The
Scott.
Invincibles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Well,
he
thanks
deserves
for playing,
to win
Scott.
now.
No, he doesn't.
He wished me
Have a
happy
good one.
birthday.
Thank you.
I wished you happy birthday like 3 times today.
I'm honestly surprised you remembered.
I did.
Because usually you remember Danny's, which was yesterday,
Yes.
and then you always forget mine.
And I even saw you in the morning. I was like, I'm not even going to wish her a happy birthday until we're on the air. And I wanted to. I was like, I know this is probably pissing her off because I said hi to her this morning. I didn't even say happy birthday.
Well, thank you for remembering. One that Scott did correct, Greenland was a colony of which country? It was Denmark.
Denmark.
And then you finally got the official language of Belize is English. Not Italian.
You're just excited because you're going to Belize.
I am.
So you got a new honeymoon.
Yes. We got
The
on.
cruise got canceled.
My cruise got canceled, and we were able to find a different cruise around the same dates. And now we're flying out of Tampa, Florida, and one of the spots we're going to now is Belize. So I'm very
nice.
excited to realize that their official language is English. It's very convenient.
That'll make
for
it a
me.
lot easier for you. Yeah.
Way easier.
Yeah, you still have to use a translator, I'm sure, but no.
Yeah, really, for all my slang and my fake
Are,
words.
are you going to get to ride a camel? Because I know that was a big no.
Unfortunately, they don't have camels where we're going.
Oh.
So, no, that'll just have to happen at the zoo around here at some point.
Or the fair.
Or the fair, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be really sad, but...
So what's the big things to do on this honeymoon now?
Well, Belize is very well known for the Mayan ruins. So, J-Rubs is very excited about that. And I have heard of the Mayan ruins, so I know it's like a big deal in history. And yeah, so we're going to check those out, go to a museum. He's geeking out about it.
I will say that because we did almost the same cruise last Christmas that Sarah's doing this year, me and my girlfriend, and we went to Belize, but we did zip lining through the cave. So when she told me that Mayan, that was our other option. That was so popular. Everyone was like, we're going to go see the Mayan ruins and have lunch there. And you get to like hike up them and everything.
Did they say like Mayan ruins? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but now I'm going to make that my caption on Instagram.
There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Why
Why
look
would
at someone and be
you-
like, can you believe this? Actually, can you believe this?
Okay.
J-Rubs
think,
is going to kill you because I'm going to like say that nonstop when we're there now.
Get a shirt.
Look how excited you are, Dad Joke Man. Welcome to the club.
I'm so fired up.
I know you are. Look at you. You've been waiting all morning to say that.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And then the other excursion we're going to do, which I chose, it's called the Greatest Outdoor Adventure, and it's ATVing, ziplining, and rappelling. I'm really
Rappelling?
Rappelling. I don't know what we're rappelling off of.
A camel.
I wish.
Oh,
I don't know if it's like a cave or a building, but I watched The Amazing Race, so I've always wanted to rappel. So I'm yeah, we told the in-laws that
how safe is
yesterday
this for you?
I don't know. The activity, they say like how intense the activity level is, and this excursion is extreme.
Okay.
So I don't know how well J-Rebs and I are going to do, to be honest.
So you went with something that I thought it was going to be like moderate. I don't
No.
picture you doing something that's extreme. I'm excited to hear what's going to happen.
Thank you.
I hope you get back.
extreme is above hard. It goes like
Yes.
easy, moderate, hard, extreme, and go F yourself, I think is the top one.
Don't do this.
Yeah, so we're going to see. I'm excited. It's also an 8-hour excursion. J-Rebs kept mentioning.
8 hours?
It's 8 hours,
Do
babe.
they feed you?
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
we get
that's insane.
We get a lunch as well. Probably if we make it.
Doesn't Belize have beaches and water? What are you doing?
Hey, we need a little adventure in our lives, okay?
Oh, God. I don't know.
It should
I
have
don't
been
know
like
whose
a
kid you
dinner.
are.
It should have been like a dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of
I
drinks.
hope.
Like
Maybe a
after you finish,
massage.
you rappel into like your dinner table or something like that, and then boom, there you are for food.
That'd be lovely.
I think so.
Okay, Indiana Jones. All right. Okay, here you go. Here's a taco for you, pal.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the first day. So
That's just the first day?
yeah, so it's one day out cruising to our destination, and then the greatest adventure is the first day, and then we're doing the Mayan ruins. So hopefully we survive. We're not injured. We're not too sore.
Oh, but it's you. You get injured just going bar hopping. How are you? You're probably, I don't know what's going to happen to you rappelling.
Hey, so it says, hey, sorry, I went cave tubing in Belize, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one I really wanted to do as
Yeah,
well.
but was it unbelievable?
Well, one person take pictures in Belize, make Christmas cards for next year, and call them Belize Navidad.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's so
It's a
good.
425 number, BJ.
Yeah, thank you, 425. Thank you for that.
I love that idea.
Navidad.
Yeah, we heard that. Thank you. Jose, no sing Morano, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you
All
guys
right.
know
Well,
how it goes.
I this is my first hearing about like the details of this trip, and I don't envy you at all.
You sound terrified, actually.
You should have seen the face of my mother-in-law. I was like, you look terrified. She's like, I'm very nervous for both of you. Please be careful.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll try. I mean, we'll clip in where they tell us to clip in and stuff, but
The zip lining, you know, because Steve, you and I did that in Hawaii, and zip lining is really cool.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
ATVs can be a little sketchy. I don't know if there's like seatbelts.
Yeah, I don't
in
know
those.
about ATVs.
Yeah, don't pull an Ozzy Osbourne.
No.
No.
Also, be careful because you guys got the drink package too. Is that right?
Oh, you know it.
Oh God, no!
Don't show up
God.
drunk to do this. Do that
She's just gonna fall off a cliff. That's just gonna
I
happen.
got to get my money's worth with the drink package.
Yeah,
So.
this is a great combination. Well, congratulations. I'll say my farewells to you before you go.
It's been real.
Yeah, you've been a great kid. Damn. Okay. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is your time where you pick the topic, you guide the show. Call us, text us, 206-803-ROCK, whatever you want to talk about. We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. This is where you get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. That is the number to text. I have to remind you, though, if you get through, Steve does have a rule.
It's a simple rule, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you and then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
All right, looks like we do have someone on the line, BJ Al from Lake Stevens.
Oh, Al in Lake Stevens, you are on the Rock.
How's it going, guys?
Not too bad, Al. What you got for us, buddy?
Well, the other day you guys were talking about something that was really funny. You guys were talking about like what would be like the one way you would want to like die or something like that.
That's, you know what?
That was hilarious.
That is some of our funniest material, Al, is where, you know, we talk about death and how you're not on the planet anymore and people cry. Yes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I was trying to call through that day because I was like, oh man, I got a good one because they were bringing up like aliens and stuff like that, and I was like laughing to myself, thinking I'm like, if it was going to be any kind of alien, like I wouldn't want it to be like like an alien from like Aliens or, Predator or something like that. If you guys have ever seen the movie called Call, it has a little gray alien that's played by Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah. Seth Rogen, I think, was the voice in that movie. Shaun Shaun of the Dead star Simon Pegg is in it, too. I think Nick Frost as well. Yeah, I would love love that movie.
And that's what Alien. I don't know how they would, how those kind of aliens would kill people, but I think those would be like the funniest ones, because if they all were like that, I could just imagine like a little Seth Rogen alien like that, like torturing me and, just like picking at me to kill me, because I think it'd be the funniest way to go.
It really would.
I'd probably just end up like laughing myself to death. I don't know if it'd be an actual like torture thing. I would just laugh at all the dumb stuff that he would be saying.
I'm starting. The more you talk, the more you sound like Seth Rogen. Is this Seth Rogen calling in to promote this film?
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that. Thanks for the call, man.
Right on,
Al. And by the way, you reminded me of that movie. You probably haven't seen it,
I
Steve.
have no idea what he was talking about.
It is a very funny movie. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and basically they discover this alien who is a weird-looking gray alien voiced by Seth Rogen. I really like the movie a lot, but I'm also a big Simon Pegg, Nick Frost fan. But it might be worth a watch.
I like those guys, so I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen this movie.
Yeah,
unless I tried and I didn't get to finish watching it with my wife.
I don't know what it is on Rotten Tomatoes, so I don't want to 100% say that. Well, for anybody else, you'll watch anything. I know that.
Yeah, because I'm a man of my own beliefs. I don't need to let critics tell me what to watch.
But I enjoyed it. I remember I really did like Paul. Probably come out close to 10 years ago.
Since
I bet
2011, I think.
Yeah, there you go. More than that, then.
70% on the tomato meter from the critics, 62% from the audience.
Okay, that's not horrible. I mean, they're and 70% is fine.
Sigourney Weaver's in this?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that she's in that movie. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bill Hader. You can't go wrong with Bill Hader.
No, you can't.
He's always funny.
And I just think that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost do a lot of fun stuff together. Of course, I like British comedies anyway. So, it may just be me loving Brits a lot. But hey, 70% is still a reasonable and respectable rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm shocked that I haven't come across this, because I did honestly, I've seen now I realize I haven't.
Oh, you
seen
saw the Cornetto. You saw all the 3 Shaun of the Dead kind of.
I was about to say, I've seen all of them but Shaun of the Dead.
What?
I've seen clips of Shaun of the Dead.
That's the best one.
I know. That's the funny part. Is that that's the movie that introduced everybody to those guys and made them fall in love with them. And that's not the movie that really won me over with them at all.
Yeah, I wonder, would you like Shaun of the Dead? I mean,
bet I would.
It's a great movie. And look, the other 2 movies in the Cornetto, as they call it, their trilogy, they are good. I still believe, for me, Shaun of the Dead is the best. And but Paul is right up there. Then if you like the other 2 movies, Steve, I gotta think you'll like Paul then.
Yeah, what were the other ones? It was the world one, right?
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz I loved.
Yeah, and I think it's
Around the World or something.
The World's
something
End.
The World's End. Yeah,
yeah, that was great too.
Yeah, they were good movies. Shaun of the Dead. And the funny thing is, I believe Shaun of the Dead came before The Walking Dead. So
Yeah.
it's amazing how The Walking Dead became such a popular thing. But Shaun of the Dead was parodying basically the genre, and it was before its time when you think about it, because The Walking Dead is what basically brought zombies into the world. But Shaun of the Dead was before it, and it's so good. So good.
One of these days, I'll just sit back and enjoy that film. I bet, because I don't think I would dislike it. All the clips I've ever seen on social media or on YouTube, I thought were very, very entertaining. I just never made time to actually sit and watch the show.
I get what you're saying. I'm that way about shows, and then when I finally watch them, I go, "Why didn't I watch this?" Like I took so long. Everybody told me about this show, Lessons in Chemistry, on Apple TV Plus with Brie Larson. You're not going to like the show, Steve. So don't even. Yeah, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how true to life the story is. It might be based on a true story, but but I don't know how much of it really is, or even if I'm making it up. But boy, Brie Larson, I think, deserves an Emmy for this. And the way she gets maligned for her work in Captain Marvel, I'm so happy people get to see that actually she's a damn good actor. And I still think she did a great job in Captain Marvel and the Marvels. But boy, Lessons in Chemistry, once I started watching it, I'm binging it. It's like, why did I take so long? So I get what you're saying, Steve. Sometimes, even though people tell you it's good and you think it looks good, I still go, I don't know, do I want to sit down and do that? And then I go, why did I wait so long?
And right now we're really busy. Of course, we're watching the new season of The Great Christmas Light Fight.
I don't even know this show.
You don't know that?
I don't know this show.
They've got like 11 seasons. It's just a show about a guy goes around and he checks out people's Christmas light thing. Like 4 or 5 families. I can't remember the exact premise, but anywhere from 3 to 5, let's just say. And he goes around to different cities and looks at their Christmas lights, and then they judge and pick who has the best Christmas light display. And they're all over the top. Like this most recent episode I watched, dude, they now are incorporating drones, some of these families. It's gone to a whole other level.
Where is this show on?
I think it's on like NBC.
Damn.
You could stream it on Hulu. As well.
ABC, sorry. It's on ABC or Hulu. But yeah, the new season just started.
Oh man, I love Christmas lights. I can't believe I haven't known about this show. Wow,
10 years you said? Yeah,
this is season 11. So I don't think they do. I think they only do one season a year for Christmas. Otherwise, that's weird if they do it like in June. But yeah, man, it's a blast.
Where have I been? I can't believe I don't know about this show.
I'm actually surprised. I figured that you were down, maybe not watching it, but you were at least hip to it.
Yeah, no, look, it's very possible. We've talked about this many times.
I don't know if I have brought it up, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Oh, good. I feel a little better that I'm not completely losing my mind.
The winning family. And it's cool because sometimes they'll give you a little backstory about the families. What you learn rather quickly is the people who make these ridiculous homes, and I don't think there's any shock, they're all a little different. Like, it's just a little different. You're cut from a different cloth. If you're willing to put some of them spend the entire year building these decorations that eventually will become part of their Christmas display. And I mean different in a very, not in a bad way. Like, they just love Christmas. They're obsessively in love with Christmas.
Oh, you're right, man. Balboa Island and down in Newport Beach area is amazing for holiday decorations where people just go. And you're right, Steve. There's the teddy bear woman who has, she does it for every holiday, but her house is just filled with teddy bears. And yeah, you got to figure that person's a little different. Because
this most recent episode, I've seen the big blow up ones, the big homemade ones. They do everything on this show. But this time one family had, I think it was 40 drones fly above their house.
Wow. 40 drones has now been incorporated into Christmas decorations.
I think it's 40. I think that's what they said.
Whoa.
And it's all it changes to create different scenes. There's Santa, there's this. And it's because I know the Mariners have been playing around with that instead instead of doing a firework night, sometimes they do the drone nights, and it's
so they have it on that level?
Yes.
Whoa, because I have seen drone firework displays and they are impressive.
No, this family.
Whoa!
I was just shocked. I was I can't believe that has to be a lot of money and a lot of time. I've seen some of these houses where they sync it to music, some even in Puyallup, where I'm that is just above my ability to figure out. It's so impressive what people do with their Christmas lights, but this was just next level.
Wow. Okay.
Drones.
I got another show.
Yeah,
got another show.
Skip. Episode 1. It's about all the All-Star. They kind of recap past seasons, the past 6 seasons. So you can do that, I guess, because you haven't seen any of them. But
oh, thanks, buddy.
But episode 2 that's where it's at. Baby.
That's where it's happening.
Yeah,
episode 2 is when it gets good.
Episode 2's got the drones, man.
That's awesome. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. Call us, text us 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. so you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Nino from Spanaway, you are on the Rock.
Hello.
Hello, Nino. Welcome to the show.
Hey, just wanted to give a shout out to my friend. It's his birthday. His name is Cody, and it's his 24th birthday.
Woo, Cody!
Nice. Happy birthday, Cody.
Yeah.
What do you guys got planned for Cody tonight?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a little birthday party with some birthday hats.
Okay. I like it so far. It's a good start.
I was hoping he'd have some birthday hats.
Yeah. I mean, the birthday hats are kind of funny at 24. I'm actually digging that.
I like that.
You know, got to come in with style.
What about birthday cake?
Is there a cake? Ooh.
Wow, you know,
Wait, so
Nino,
you guys got birthday hats but no birthday cake?
Nino was only in charge of the hats. Nino can't be in charge of everything.
He's part of the hat committee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm only one person.
Nino, are there any beverages, or at least? I mean, he's 24, so I mean, is there going to be some of that?
Well,
wow,
probably some monsters or something.
Okay. Wow, Nino's just Nino. You just really did only get the hats, and they were like, "I think that's all that's necessary. We don't need anything else."
Yeah, Cody's gonna have to start thinking about getting some new friends, I think.
Yeah, Cody. I got some good news and bad news. I mean,
yeah, when you get married, I don't know if Nino's your best man.
Yeah, no, I don't think we make Nino the best man. He can be part of the groomsmen. I just
hell yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like
Nino's there to party. He'll bring the hats, but I don't know if he's going to set up anything else. I thought there were going to be strippers. No, we got hats. That's it.
Yeah, Nino's good at Nino's a good hype man. Is what he calls the radio station. Yep. He goes, "Yeah, 24, and here's birthday hats." That's all he's got. What do you want from Nino?
Nothing more.
All right. Well, Nino, congratulations on whatever the hell it is you bring to this birthday party.
Happy birthday to Cody.
Cody, happy birthday. You might want to stop by the store and get yourself a cake and some booze.
BJ, we were talking about Christmas lights. Somebody just texted in and they said, I can't think of the name of the casino up by Everett, but they go all out for Christmas lights. Now, I'm not sure if they're thinking about, it's a little bit more north of Everett, but the Tulalip Casino, have you seen what they do?
I haven't lately, and that must be what they're talking about, though, right?
Because, dude, I was coming back from Abbotsford over the weekend when I was doing a wrestling thing for All-Star Wrestling in Abbotsford, and as I was driving home, I wasn't expecting it, and I'm just driving, and all of a sudden I look over where the Tulalip Casino is. The light setup, I mean, you see it from the freeway. Obviously, you can see the casino, but it is phenomenal. It looks so good.
Oh, I might have to go drive up there then because I love lights.
I would make the trek if you can. I don't know if you could see it on my computer screen because of the lights.
No, I can't see a damn thing. I'm half blind. And,
well, anyways.
Oh, look at that. Whoa.
It's like every tree is illuminated in different colors, and they're like fluorescent colors, and it looks beautiful. And I was just reading online, apparently there's 6 million Christmas lights set up over at the Tulalip Casino. So if you're anywhere near there at night, I highly recommend going and check it out, man. It looked amazing from the freeway.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things where I wish I had a passenger so I could be like, take a picture.
And if you're there during the day, I'm sure you can find something to do at the casino until it is nighttime and see those lights.
That's true. That's very true. I hear they have things to do inside of there.
They got buffets. They got good food. I mean, they got games to play. I mean, this man, I want to go.
Yeah, someone even said, Tulalip is bananas, 7-seaters. They do it as well.
That's awesome.
Someone has a question about Christmas lights as well for us.
Oh, do they? All right, let's go.
Help settle this fight. My uncivilized savage of a wife says that the only good Christmas lights are non-blinking, and I insist on having blinking. So blinking or non-blinking Christmas lights?
I have to tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, your wife is perhaps the most civilized person on the planet. I don't know what it is. Blinking lights give me a headache. I hate them.
Oh, I love blinking lights.
I really hate that. I mean, if done right, maybe they're okay, but man, some of those blinking lights kill me. And it just might be me. I love static lights for that reason.
See, my wife's on board with that too. My wife likes static and just like I guess white, whatever that clear. I guess it's white.
Oh well, there's that just blind you white or the normal amber white.
More of the blind you white, like that like LED light.
I'm not a big fan of that blind you white. Oh, I hate that.
So we got one of those artificial trees, but it has like a button that you could switch to different lights.
Oh, that's cool.
Once Tatum discovered that, now she has the choice of what we have. Sure. So she'll just keep stepping on it, and Tatum just wants a full on rave. It's blinking, it's changing colors, and it drives my wife nuts, and I love it.
Oh man, see, I'm with your wife on this, and. Oh, it's tough because you got to let the kid do what they want. I would not want the blinking rave. I don't.
It's so crazy. At first, for the first few days, I had to stop for a second and be like, what's going on outside of our house? Are there cops? Because the Christmas tree's in the front little room and we're in the other room. And I see all these lights flash. And I'm like, the cops are outside. And it's like, no, it's our stupid Christmas tree just putting on a rave show every night.
That is,
I love it.
I couldn't, I would hate that.
Yeah.
I would hate that.
Yeah. Well, my wife's not a fan, but Tatum.
I like multicolored lights on the tree, so I don't mind different colored lights. I think that's an awesome look as opposed to just one color.
It's blinking, it's changing lights, it's doing everything. It's almost just throw everything against the wall. That's what it's doing.
See, that might be where I would not be the good father because Christmas is my time. I know it's supposed to be the kids' time too, but when it comes to lights and stuff, I'd be like, I'm sorry, kid. You know what? We're keeping it. Wow, Daddy likes it this way. If Santa's going to come, you're going to do it the way Daddy likes to do it.
See, this dad doesn't care, but this dad also enjoys trolling the wifeski, so I'm all on board.
Yeah. I think that probably would be the case for me, too. I feel like that would happen for me. Well, you know what? So your wife, I wouldn't say she's uncivilized because I'm in her camp, but maybe both of us really are uncivilized. I don't know.
Right.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Let's go to Al from Virginia, listening on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Al, you are on the Rock.
What's cracking, my friends?
What's cracking, Al? What you got?
Hey, I want to know if any of you have ever lost the 50-50 at work.
At work?
No.
At a wedding? Yes. Not my wedding.
Were you drinking?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow, I never take the chance. I'm smart enough to know, I maybe because I just know my gut enough because I have abused it so much. I really know every state it can be in. Yeah. But I know when it's like, no.
Oh, BJ, I thought I knew either. That's why I didn't even think it was a chance. I thought it was just a no-brainer.
You really, you thought for sure there was going to be no 50-50 fail here.
It was very embarrassing.
Oh, that's very embarrassing.
Especially when the girlfriend at the time was freaking out because she didn't know where I went, screaming my name practically. And finally, I come out of the bathroom. She's like, "Where have you been?" I'm like, "I'm in the bathroom." "How long have you been?" And then finally, I'm like, "I just put myself." I was like, "This is like, what are you doing?" Clearly, if I haven't been around and I'm coming out of the bathroom, something just happened. Put two and two together, you dum-dum.
Yeah. Because nobody thinks that's what's going to happen, Steve. That's the thing. It's the last thing you think of. I mean, I have been, unfortunately, it hasn't happened to me, but I've been around others where they have lost the 50-50 in a public place, and it is the most mortifying thing for them. You feel horrible for them, and you don't know how to help them.
Well, you really can't help them.
I know, but you want to because I think every dude, nobody wants this to happen. You just don't want this to happen to your buddies. You just don't want that. And that's the only time I go, is there anything I could do? And they're like, what the hell do you expect? What do you think you could do? And I'm like, I don't know.
Run to Target, get you some new clothes. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I could do.
Al called in to ask us, does that mean has he lost the 50-50 at his workplace?
Yes, that happened once.
Oh, whoa.
Back in the 90s, Danny will appreciate this. Back in the 90s, I was actually an Albuquerque police officer.
Oh, nice. I hear that's a crappy job.
Oh.
Was this before Walter White or after? Sorry.
Right after a lunch break, I felt the urge coming on. And as a police officer, I felt very vulnerable doing that sort of activity in public because you got to take your gun belt off, and I didn't like it. So I wanted to go back to the substation where I knew I was in a secure location. On the way to the substation, I lost the 50-50.
Oh,
so I had to get out. I ran to the bathroom. Luckily, they had showers, so I cleaned myself up. But then I ended up wadding up my underwear in about 10 paper towels and threw them away, and worked the rest of my shift as the commando cop.
Oh, very nice.
I was going to say, did you have a new name like Officer Crappy Pants or something?
I feel like, though, let's be honest, though, you can't really blame Al. I mean, it was probably he had like lunch at Dion's, and you know that goes right through you because it's just so bad pizza. It's such bad pizza. You know, I mean, that's I feel for it. Dude, of course, we did have that happen in our workplace with a coworker. And that was also very difficult for, it might have been one of the first days that person was here.
I don't know if it was the first, but it was early.
It was early
you said
on.
It was difficult. I thought it was hilarious.
Of course, that's because even I, being the a-hole I was, when I realized what happened, because there was a dude that brought his dog in the building all the time, so I just blamed it on the dog.
Well, that's why I thought it was hilarious, because you were having a meltdown, and I already knew why it happened. And you're having a meltdown about it being a dog, and I knew it wasn't the dog that did it. And
no.
So I was just like, this is so funny.
Oh, so there you were with your popcorn. You knew what was happening as I was losing my mind because I hated that dog.
Yes. I was like,
I hated that coworker. I hated that dog. And as it turns out, it wasn't even that.
There's a big dog, but it's not that big.
Yeah, well, you just don't expect a human. You don't expect to walk and see human action. You always just assume it's an animal.
Fair.
And boy, when I found out it was a human, it was like, and I don't know who had to take care of it all, but they were probably an intern. They were the intern of the year. I'll just say that. Probably why we don't have any more interns.
Hey, earlier I had that terrible dad joke about Belize because your daughter's going, and I said you have to, when you go there, keep saying like it's unbelievable and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, that was
apparently they already do that there.
Nice. What?
Someone says unbelievable is a saying. My wife already has the T-shirt. Another person says when I went to Belize, the two sayings that they always use are "you better Belize it" and "it's unbelievable, man." So you laughed and mocked me, BJ. Belize knows what's up.
Yeah, they do. I'm going to laugh and mock them now. All right. I mean, all right. I guess it makes sense. I guess. Fine. You should go work for their Chamber of Commerce.
All right. Someone has a serious question for us.
All right. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Would you like for the Hawks to switch permanently to the retro jerseys?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I'm 1,000%. I get so excited when I see them in those jerseys. It looks so good. And when all the players on the sidelines with like the sweaters and the old school hats, it's just a good vibe.
Here's what I like. The jerseys are okay.
Okay.
I mean, because the color is okay.
Oh.
I like our dark blue color, but I love the helmets. I think the retro helmets are awesome.
Retro helmets are really good.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why, and I'm not saying I hate the old retro jerseys. They look good, but I do like our navy blue. I just, that color blue to me doesn't seem fierce enough, and I never was a real huge fan of it. But they do look good. I'm not saying they don't look good. I do love those helmets, though. I miss those helmets like hell. I really love those helmets.
See, man, maybe go with the new one. The current jersey as like our alternate one. That'll be like, instead of retro, it's our futuro or future.
Futuro
jerseys, something like that, because I do love how they look in those. I've always been a fan of that blue and that look.
I wouldn't hate it if all of a sudden they said this is what we're going to do from now on. I wouldn't go, oh my god, I hate it. It's a good look. I would be
surprised if that, because just of how the response has been. I would not be surprised if they look into doing something like that.
I like it a lot better than the rave green.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I would rather see it much more than the rave green. And look, you see what the Mariners do? I mean, they
get rid of all their good players. Yes,
yeah, they do that. But I mean, every Sunday they break out that homage to the old jersey, and I love it.
That's my favorite of theirs. Yeah.
Also, rave green is the Sounders BJ.
Action green.
Action green.
Oh, action green.
Get it right.
You know what? And you're right. And I don't mean to disparage, because the rave green, the Sounder, that's a good color for them. The action green I hate. You're right. I do. I just don't ever want to see action green again. It is way too much.
It's good as an accent. As a full jersey, I can live without it.
No. But yeah, I think the retro jerseys are even, I like them even, the whole look, I like them even better than I thought I would. And I didn't realize how much I missed the helmet. And I think that was it, because I'm like, oh, damn, that's right. That helmet is sick.
Someone said, no, the Seahawks have been terrible since they went to retro. Well, they won one game in the retro and they lost the other, right?
Yeah.
That pretty much sums up the season.
Yeah. Let's be honest. We went terrible when we started playing good teams.
Well, this weekend, it's all going to turn around.
I hope so. You know,
I mean, they're only playing the 49ers. It's not
yeah, and what did they do? They only just destroyed the Eagles. Yeah, you're right. There's no reason to think we're going to get our asses handed to us. And their home joint. We're going to their place, aren't we?
I know I had a friend that said, have a little get together for everybody, and they're like, "Oh, what about Sunday?" I'm like, "Sunday, the Seahawks are playing on Sunday." I don't know. And I look at the schedule, like, "Oh, it's 49ers." Yeah, I can make it, man. I don't need to.
Yeah,
I don't need to put myself through that.
Isn't this the one that got moved to Monday too, though?
That's the game against the Eagles.
Oh, Eagles got moved. Okay. Yeah, that got moved.
Thank you.
It definitely did, Steve. The Eagles are on Monday.
Yeah.
It is. The sad thing is that it's great. We're getting all this attention. We're playing all these great teams, and we're going to get destroyed. I mean, that's the problem. Is that oh my God, what a matchup? No, it's not. The Niners and Eagles just going to wreck us.
5-0. That's how we're finishing the season, baby.
Oh, is that really what's going to happen?
Yes.
Okay. Look, I will say this. If the Seahawks do find a way to beat the Niners this weekend, then yes, I am all back on board, because that is at that point, you've beaten the hottest team in football. No doubt about it.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so I'm all on board. But my God, I mean, they can't lose to the Niners and then go play the Eagles, who will probably wreck them as well. Because then they'll be 6-8 at that point. And at that, I mean, they're just not they'll not make the playoffs, because too many other teams right now are tied with them who are better than they are as far as, strength of division and all that other head-to-head crap.
We're on the bubble right now for the wild card spot.
We are so below on the bubble. I think there are teams that are 5 and 6 that are somehow ahead of us. That's how bad we are.
Well, I mean, the Atlanta Falcons are 6 and 6, but they're in first place, so that's why they're ahead of us.
Yeah, but there's a lot of 6 and 6 teams, though. Yep. I mean, that's the thing.
The Rams, which is annoying.
And the Rams are ahead of us, for the tiebreaker.
Yep.
So I think the Vikings. I think everybody is really
Packers, Vikings. Yep.
Yeah, and the Packers just beat the Chiefs. Everyone's on the way up, Steve. We're on the way down. That's the problem.
You're right, because I'm looking at the playoff picture. Everyone's rising up, and Seahawks falling down.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. Anyway, great
Hawks.
Jerseys.
Yeah,
good jerseys. Anyway, all right. We got a big question that has to be answered. What do Ryan Castle? God, I'm glad I read this, because it's Golden Retriever, but I was going to say something else.
Geez, get your mind out of the shower, man.
So, sorry, buddy. Once in the shower, you're in the shower. What do Ryan Castle and a Golden Retriever have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:53 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a Golden Retriever have in common?
When I get excited, I wag my tail.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for saying that.
Thinking more like the texter. Given the opportunity, they will hump your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, we've been talking to Ryan about that. He just hasn't unlearned that bad habit.
Given the opportunity. I only do it when there's an opportunity.
They both love chasing balls.
Hey.
Yeah, they do.
And Steve loves feeding them both peanut butter.
All right. It's the only way you can get me to cut my nails.
Okay.
They put it on the hat. Yeah. I love those videos.
There's a new dating term called Golden Retriever Man, and that's a guy who, like the breed of dog, is sweet, gentle, affectionate, and eager to please, not to mention easy to train. So that's the new thing.
That sounds like a great recipe to end up in the friend zone.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Do you think Travis Kelce's in the friend zone because they think that's where it originated, with he being a Golden Retriever kind of dude, which is why Taylor's into him?
Well, I don't know him or her, so.
Oh, you don't? You haven't been invited to their Christmas party yet?
No, and sir, I don't care to.
Oh, they speak well of you. Also, Shawn Mendes and Tom Holland could be considered Golden Retriever dudes. I mean, I don't know. What about Ed Sheeran? He's red and hairy, isn't he? I thought he'd be in there.
He's more of like a mini doodle.
Oh, that's what it is. All right. Ryan Castle, your mini doodle. He's got a 12-pack. He's up next.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
At Granger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.